Y'all, who the hell is supposed to be staying after all of this stuff? All these broken promises and everything like that. You cooking and you cleaning, you watching the kids, and you working all day, and you going to church, and you in ministry. Who? I'm only human. Like, I am not Jesus Jr. here. Okay. What's up, everybody? It is yours truly, Cleisha. Welcome back to Closing Open Wounds with Cleisha, your cousin. This is going to be a new series, Couch Confessions, guys. It's my day off. It's Saturday. It's rainy. It's gloomy. Was not going to do a video today. But I'm in my feelings. I'm feeling some type of way. So y'all know I gotta talk to my cousin when I start feeling like this. So cousin, sit down. I'm sitting down. I'm got my feet up in my favorite lazy boy. Got my favorite blanket. I got my snacks. I'm enjoying my day off, right? Um, but I'm annoyed with this. Like, I am annoyed. This okay. Let me ask you a question, right? And if you're new here, like I said, welcome. This is Cleisha. I'm your cousin, right? It's nice to meet you. Have a seat. This is how I do. Welcome to the first episode of Couch Confessions. This is what I don't like. I don't, I've said this before in my videos. My love, my heart, how I love people does not seem to fit in this generation, does not seem to fit in this day and time, this age, this dating age, courting, married in relationships. I just don't fit in. You probably understand where I'm coming from. I have that old school R&B type of love. I got that old school, keep you covered in prayer type of love. I'm every woman, like Whitney said. Like, that is who I am. Because I'm a good-hearted person. I've been through a lot from childhood on up to now. I appreciate people. I see the good in people. I encourage people. I support you in any way that I can. You know, I don't want to hurt nobody. I'm just out here trying to live my best life. I don't lie. I don't cheat. I don't steal. I'm not doing none of that. I'm a Christian woman, right? And that doesn't even mean a lot in this day and age, but I really, really try to treat people right the first time around. And this is my confession today. We're going to talk about relationships today. We're going to talk about marriage. I'm divorced. I've been divorced a few times. And you may ask yourself why. I get asked this question, why am I single? Or why, am I not married? I seem like a good person. I pay my own bills and I push my own wills. I'm self-sufficient, independent, hyper independent because of my childhood. But, I would submit if that man would make me comfortable in doing that. A man that would make me safe in submitting. I can trust you blind. I can turn my brain off. I can let you lead. If I had that, I would do that. I cook, I clean, I do everything. I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't hang out. I say to myself, I'm an introvert with extrovert qualities when necessary. I am a manager in my own right in the work world. What is wrong with me? Well, I will tell you, there is nothing wrong with me. And I'm not saying it like that. What I mean is, at the core, I'm a good hearted person. Probably much like yourself. If you've come and you found this video, you're a good hearted person. You work hard. You don't hurt anybody. You tell the truth. You wear your heart on your sleeve. You give respect because you expect respect. You don't lie, you don't cheat, and you're just a good person. Now, there's always room for improvement. No one has arrived. No one has gotten to a point in their life where there's not things that they need to modify. No, if that were the case, you'd be Jesus. And we know you're not them. I'm not him. You know what, cousin? The problem, well, I'll speak for myself. The problem with me is that I'm not going to take your crap. I am not going to take somebody's crap year after year after year when they know and I know that I'm a good woman. A woman that pours into you. The Bible says it like this: who can find a virtuous woman? A virtuous woman does not mean a virgin. It's how she is, how she carries herself, how she takes care of her family, how she adorns her husband, how she supports him and takes care of him, how she feeds him, how she does what a woman is supposed to do. She works. She gets out there. She doesn't make him feel alone. She doesn't sit back and just want to be catered to all day. She gets down and dirty with him. She takes care of them kids. She raises those kids. She inspires them. She teaches them. She nurtures them. Those are just some qualities of a virtuous woman. So let me ask you this, cousin, and please put it in the comments because I'm really seriously asking this question. If a person, male or female, because there are some good men out there, okay? Men, you out there, and I thank you for supporting this channel. But if you exude these qualities, right? You're noble, you're trustworthy, you're dependable, you're consistent. If you exude these qualities that we've named, and some that are coming to your mind, why is it so hard for people to be faithful? Doesn't that person deserve your loyalty? That's the question. When I talk to people, and if they know any of my ex-husbands or anything like that, any of my exes, how did they lose you? Well, again, not that I'm all that, 'cause I am not the same girl I was not even 6 months ago. So I'm constantly learning and readjusting. The demise of my marriages were not all my ex-husband's fault. Let me premise that. I have not always been, I've been a good woman, a good nurturing woman at the core of me. But there were some things, that I didn't know about a man, how to really talk to them. Or a lot of times I kept a lot of stuff in. So if you back me in the corner, then it's all coming out. You just going to get this mouth. Okay. Not the mouth you want. Okay. So, oh no, your girl learned a lot on the way. So I'm grateful. There are no losses in life, just lessons and blessings. That's it. You know, but being this person who I am, who I love to pour into my significant other. I've done that to my children. Y'all know how I feel about my kids, right? I pour into them and nurture them. I'm a nurturer. Like, you know, I love love and I love to be loved. Okay. I've learned so much. Excuse me. I've learned so much about myself. And as you get older, pushing my mid 40s, as you get older, you learn yourself. And then when you become mature enough and you know who you are, you're able to advocate for yourself. You're able to say and communicate, this is what I need. This is what I need to be my best self for you. This is what I need to fill my cup of love so that I can pour and show up for you. Being that we're good people, good hearted people at the foundation, why is it so hard for those others, the significant other, the other person? Why is it so hard for them to give you the basic necessities of a relationship? It has a lot to do with the person. It totally has a lot to do with the person. Someone asked me yesterday, we were talking. I had a lot of conversations with my coworkers and my friends yesterday. It was great. That is why I'm making this video, because I'm just still bubbling with all of this inspiration. Um, and I get asked this question, like, how did my marriages fall apart, or the relationships or whatever? And I remember telling one person, I said, I would pour into my husband so much. I would big them up. I would compliment and be there for them in such a way that even if they actually wasn't that yet, I was speaking it to existence. Unfortunately, it backfired. It backfired because, and this is why I say this, and I have to be careful how I say things. There's let's just say a lot of people watch these videos for what I'm about to say. And it's kind of hard to tell my story sometimes because most of the times they involve other people. And even though I have a story to tell and y'all would be like, what? I could spill the tea because it's mine. Out of everything that I've been through, I still try to protect them. It's weird. I know. I shouldn't care. As much as I went through, I shouldn't care. But I still try to protect these people. But I would pour and pour and pour into my relationship. I would support. I mean, whether it be prayer, whether it be cooking your dinner, ironing your clothes, mind you, while I'm still paying bills, taking care of children, um, just doing everything that I was taught to do. Y'all know I was raised by my grandparents who are still married, and I was raised right. I saw what a wife is to her husband. I saw how a husband covers his wife, and not saying do this and do that, not in a dictative manner, but really in such a secure, loving manner. I saw my grandfather, to this day, love my grandmother. That's why my marriages didn't work, because I'm like, this ain't what I saw. Now, let me get back to the point. I would love on my significant other so much to a point, to a default, that in their immaturity, they took that for granted. They thought maybe they had options. I spoke it. Maybe they thought that they have arrived, so there was no more work that needed to be done. There was a lot of trauma, a lot of wounds that I noticed in retrospect now, in my marriages. And I have them, I had them, and I have them too. Always doing the work. I deal with abandonment. I deal with a lot, coming through a lot too. Healing every day, and just really sitting and how it is now, how quiet it is now, how comfortable my house is now. This is how I am most of the time on my days off, if I'm not cleaning or something like that, or running errands. Just to sit and just to think about everything that I've been through and just, hey, I didn't do this right. Make sure I'm going to do this right the next time. You really got to take time to sit with yourself. A lot of people don't do that. But, relationships are hard. And I'm frustrated because I don't understand why people don't think that you'll walk away. I have spent years in my marriages. Um, One was 4 years, 6 years, and another one about 5 years. Yes, I've been married 3 times, if you don't know. Yes. And I tried and I tried and I tried. And it's hard being a Christian woman and being married so many times because just how people look at you. But I love hard, you know. I really, really do. I put my all into my relationships. I really, really do. And I'm not going to feel bad about that. I'm not ever going to be mad or feel bad because I loved you to a default. You got that. But now you want to see me walk away. And there's not an ex that would not want to rekindle. And I'm big enough and bad enough and bold enough to say that. And if one of them are watching, put it in the comments if I'm lying. Good people get tired, you know? And I've never been one of them that needs a man to take care of me. I take care of myself. I had no choice from a young age to look out for myself, to look out for my siblings. That's all I know. So I've never been in a relationship, and I'm gonna be bold enough to say this. I've never been in a marriage where I felt that I didn't have to lead or I didn't have to be in my masculine energy. I never been in a relationship where I can close my eyes and follow my husband blind. And I'm not blaming them. Another point I want to make, cousin, is that, we try to blame the other person. Oh, you did this to me, you did that, and, yada, yada, yada. But you sat there and you took it. Nobody, I hope nobody put a gun to your head and say, you better not leave. And if that's the case, you better run. But we got to take responsibility of how people treat us. You're not going to just treat me in the kind of way and think I'm going to stay. I don't care who you are. And I'm going to get married again. And the next time will be the last time. I know that. But I'm not putting up, no one should have to put up with somebody's stuff. You mean tell me I've been with you for 4 years already and hardly nothing has changed. You made promises. You said you were going to do this and I'm going to take care of you. I'm going to do this. And you mean to tell me 2, 3, 4 years go by and I'm still feeling like a man in the relationship? I'm sorry. I'm not finna waste my time. My first marriage, I was very young. And I'm sorry to my first husband. I don't really count that one. I was very young. We were very young. We didn't have what it took to stick it out in my 20s. I was in church all my life and I thought, it's better to marry than to burn. And I thought that meant like we all thought burn in hell, but that's not what that scripture means. So I got married because, I like to be up under a man. I like to be up under the person that I choose. Let me say that. My love language is physical touch and quality time. They go hand in hand. I don't care. You can't separate them. But I want it to be right. And I want to be right in the sight of God. that is one of the reasons why I have gotten married multiple times. But the other reason is that men approach me, or men will approach you, see that you're gifted, you're anointed, and pull on it. Oh, you my wife. Like, I'm going to take care of you. I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. And when I tell y'all, I have not had one of them keep their promise to me. I didn't ask for nothing. It's not like we come up to the table, we go on a date. You gotta do this for me, do that, do that. You come to the table, and I learned to stop talking during dates, like really getting in depth about who I am. I'm sorry, but you have to. You can't tell everybody everything. I used to tell everybody everything. I'm a Libra. I love to talk. I love to, go back and forth. I like the vibe. But you come to the table and you make all these promises. And when I'm ready to go, I'm ready to go cash that check. Why is it bouncing? You wrote the check. I didn't ask for the check. I didn't ask for the amount. You did that. I'm out. And I give you time. Like, all right, I need this. All right, this and that. I'm a Libra. I'm diplomatic. We can do this. I'm gonna give you options. And still, a lot of them have mother wounds. When I think about it, actually, like all of them had a little mother situation going on. But I don't, someone asked me, well, how do you get over it so easily? Like, how do you, oh no, it hurts. I go through my healing. Oh, I did. But I take responsibility for my part. God showed me so many red flags, y'all. And instead of looking at them objectively, like I was collecting them like it was a game or something. Like, it's bad. So I take responsibility for my part. How I move on. I'm a good person. I was great to you. I'm like, Lord, if I'm a buffer, just say that. Like, if I'm just a buffer, I bet you won't do that again. I bet you won't treat the next woman like that. If that's who I am, the Lord didn't say that. But no, no, no. Oh, if you love someone, you will never leave them no matter what. The devil and you a lie. I'm out. When you're a good person, you're confident when it's time to walk away. Like, dude, I told you. My nickname, my cousin gave it to me, and I love you, cousin. My cousin Sarah, she gave me this name. I'm telling y'all, in my 20s, love them and leave them. And I'm not proud of that nickname. She would always start singing. She would always start singing that song. When I'd be like, girl, it's over. Love him and leave him. She will always sing that. Oh my God. And I can't do it. I'm too good. I'm too good. Some men, I can't just say men, because there are some good men out there, and there's men that watch my channel. Some people will get with you for their own selfish reasons. When I tell y'all some of the reasons I have heard and experienced myself, I'm talking about personal experience. Like my last my last marriage, right? I really wanted to call it off, y'all. I shouldn't have married that man. He's a great guy. He's a great guy, right? Um, but when I realized, when we were shopping and getting the last bit of stuff and he was getting his tux and everything, you know, he was more excited about getting dressed up and the wedding than the actual marriage. You want to know why? He said because he didn't go to his prom. Yo, I should have left, right? I should have left, y'all. Don't laugh. I'm telling you, I paid for that. We were together for almost 5 years. I paid for that. The one before, one of the red flags, oh my God. I don't care. He had many red flags. Lord Jesus. The main red flag with that was, and I gotta be careful how I say this stuff, but a lot of y'all know me. And some of y'all know my ex-husbands. Number two, he when we were engaged to get married, he was technically still married. And we found out about 2 weeks before the wedding. And I had to postpone my wedding. I should have left. There were so many other red flags before that, but so you can't be mad at God. Now, the first one, he was a sweet guy. I have nothing wrong to say about him. He was great. He was a great, great guy. We were just young, Caucasian young men. Um, we were just cool. We were just friends, you know. So I have nothing really bad to say about him. But yeah, y'all, like, look at the red flag. Look, this is Couch Confessions, part one. This I'm talking to y'all. It's crazy. It's my story. Like, I don't know if I'm crying or laughing, but I've been through some stuff, y'all. Some stuff. So you mean to tell me I'm still supposed to stay? Like, I'm still supposed to just? Oh, I gotta make sure my mic be on, because sometimes you be trying to die. But how much do a person got to take? You need child support following you, finding out you got kids, and I'm paying 80% of the bills in one marriage, and y'all ain't look. This is what I want to say, right? And I'm gonna get up out of here because I don't even know how long this video is right now. But y'all, who the hell is supposed to be staying after all of this stuff? All these broken promises and everything like that. You cooking and you cleaning, you watching the kids, and you working all day, and you going to church, and you in ministry. Who? I'm only human. Like, I am not Jesus Jr. here. Okay? Like, I have married like some pathological liars. What am I supposed to do? And this is what I want to say. You cannot expect a good person to sit with you while you're trying to figure out who you are. You can't expect that. Go get your healing. Go get yourself together. Stop bothering people if you're not ready for a committed relationship. Period. Go get some counseling. Do what you got to do, but it's not fair. I was so depressed, y'all. I had gained so much weight in one of my marriages. I had suicide. I thought about suicide, you know. I and all of this time in ministry, none of this had a break from ministry, might I add. A significant role I have played in ministry most of my life as an adult. And still got to show up, and, you know, I don't drink, but I'm like, y'all make me want to. Y'all better stop playing with good people. We tired. We's tired. Good people is tired. No, 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 no. I'm not putting up with your mess. If I'm not out here tipping and dipping, slipping and sliding, then I don't expect you to do it either. No, 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 no. And I want to encourage you people. If listen, I'm all for forgiveness. Forgiveness, I forgive you. When I tell y'all I'm so free today, I'm not mad at nobody. I'm not mad at nobody. I'm grateful for the lessons. Thank you for teaching me what I don't want. Thank you. Thank you. That's all I have to say. Thank you. Forgiveness, you had that. But reconciliation? No. No. And good people will give you a chance. Ain't nobody, give you another chance, give you a chance. At 3 strikes you out, my nigga. Like 3 strikes you out. Like I don't understand. I'm so to the point now. I'm upfront. This is what I want. This is what. And if you can't, I'm gonna give you some time. I'm gonna state my claim. I'm gonna tell you as a 43, or I'll be 44 this year. I know who I am and very comfortable with it. I don't have a problem being by myself. I actually love it. Okay, like I love it. Everything is right where I need it to be. My house is clean. I don't gotta cook if I don't want to. I don't have to do anything if I don't want to. Ain't got no man. If I want to go out, if I want to do, life is great. Praise God. I have so much peace and joy. I'm not saying I don't have my moments. I'm not saying that at times it don't get lonely. That's not what I'm saying. But the majority of the time, your girl's good. Right? So don't come over here if you're not ready. Stop bothering these people. Stop. You're not ready. And if you're not ready, be honest and move it along. You can't keep stringing somebody along. So I show up. Okay, you interested in me? I'm interested in you. Okay, let's talk. This is what I like. This is what I don't like. This is what I'm looking for. But if we vibing or whatever like that, I'm gonna give you some time. Like well, whatever. See what's up. But after a while, I think Jill Scott give people 6 months. Plus, a person know what they want, who they want, and they always say like, "Oh, a man know within 3 months. He know within a month. He know within a week who he want." And that's just as much as true for a woman too. We know who we would settle down with. So why are you playing? Ain't nobody wasting no time. I will love you and leave you. I left. Let me tell you, I will leave you and love you. I will be madly in love with you. I will cry it out, thug tear, and move on. Because what's for me is for me. What God has for you is for you. You ain't gonna have to beg for it. You ain't gonna have to disrespect yourself or your morals or your standards for it. It's just gonna be organic. There are some connections that I've had that, you know, I wouldn't say I tried to force, but I really tried to pursue, like, hey, I'm really interested, or I really want this marriage to work. Like, I've put myself on the line, but after a while, child, couch confessions. But I'm sorry, y'all. No, I'm not. Y'all came over here, you got what you're looking for. It's so much that I want to talk about. So much. And as I feel led to it, we're going to talk about it because this stuff needs to be talked about. And I was gifted with being transparent. I'm not ashamed anymore, and I used to be. Especially church people can be the most judgmental people. They can, and I'm a church person. I love the Lord, but it was very, very hard. No one really knows the abuse, the mental, emotional, not physical, but the abuse that I have suffered and endured in those relationships. And for me to even show up and being willing to love, it says a lot about me. Like, I'm not going to treat anybody bad, or be mean and bitter because of a past relationship. If you still doing that, then you really need to heal. You should not be in nobody's inbox, nobody's phone, text. You shouldn't be nowhere until you're totally free from that. And I can literally say I'm totally free from that. And I can love without limits. Glory be to God. Let me go, y'all. Tomorrow's church. Tomorrow's Palm Sunday. Y'all best to be getting ready for church. Okay? Go ahead and be with the Lord and spend some time with Him. There's nothing like it. But I think that's it for our first episode. Tell me what y'all think. Y'all think I'm crazy? It don't matter. The Lord told me to do it. So the word has to get out. I think a lot of us suffered a lot because we really didn't know what our parents were going through. Especially back in the day, the 80s, maybe even some of the 90s and, before. We think we're suffering with things and you be having this conversation and then you sit down with Big Mama and she's like, well, I went through it. And you be like, wait, what? You went through this? We need to be transparent. Y'all know me. I'm transparent with my children. I keep it 100 because it's bad when you're going through something and you feel like you're the only one. The enemy wants us to feel like we're the only one. He doesn't want us to talk. He doesn't want us to communicate. He doesn't want us to, forgive or reconcile if need be. But the devil is a liar. We're going to make him a liar today. Now, if your relationship is worth it, let me end with this, because not everybody is perfect. Everybody makes mistakes. Now, if you got a good spouse, a good partner, and you see the progression, listen, nobody's perfect. I'm not looking for perfect. I'm not looking for perfection. Just effort. Effort. Ugh, effort is so attractive. Consistency is so attractive. No matter what you look like, it looks good on you. So if you got somebody like that rides for you and loves you, I'm not saying that you can't get over infidelity or anything like that. Okay? I'm not saying that. So if you have someone that is, someone you can build a life with for the rest of your life, please do so, because ain't much out here. And I tell you, crickets and tumbleweeds going by. Is nothing out here. Nothing. If you're dating, it sucks right now. Dating sucks right now. So if you got somebody, you better love the one you with. Okay. If not, I pray that you find your person. I pray that we all find our way. And God gets the glory, because the Lord, we need relationships. We need fellowship. That's how we learn and grow. You need someone to say, hey, you be doing this, or you do that, or you're aware that you do this and why you do that. We need those buffers. We need that. But I love you guys. Thank you for tuning into my first episode of Couch Conversations and Couch Confessions. So much more to come. I love you guys. I'll see you in the next video.